you would stand with me, please. All right, please bow your heads in prayer with me. Accept, O Lord, our thanks and praise for all that you have done for us. We thank you for the blessing of teachers and classmates, and for the loving care which surrounds us on every side. We thank you for setting us forth in tasks that demand our best efforts, and for leading us to accomplishments that satisfy and delight us. We thank you also for those disappointments and failures that lead us to acknowledge our dependence on you alone. Above all, we thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, for the truth of his word and the example of his life, for his steadfast obedience by which he overcame temptation, for his dying through which he conquered death, and for his rising to life again, in which we are raised to the life of your kingdom. Grant us the gift of your Spirit, that we may know Christ and make him known, and through him, at all times and in all places, may give thanks to you in all things. Amen.
Welcome to the 2021 Highlands Latin School Crescent Hill campus closing school ceremony. My family got an unexpected blessing last summer. My mom and dad moved to Louisville. My kids now have grandparents around. Now what's more, they moved in right down the street from us. Easy bike riding distance. Now, I always have to stop and say that this is actually a good thing, and your parents understand the joke there, but I love my parents. I'm glad they live right down the street from us. We all go to church together, and every Sunday after church, we have Sunday lunch. Now, these lunches are a great opportunity, among other things, to review our weekly manners. Some of you down here know what I'm talking about. We have been learning manners. I'm sure it's not the first time we've learned these manners, but we are talking about manners in the morning assemblies this past year. Do you remember this, everybody? Pass the salt. Do you remember this? Pass the salt. Now, don't just pass the salt, but you have to pass the salt and the pepper. Remember that? Good. Very good. Now, remember the direction to pass the food. Remember, with your, I know this one does. With your right hand, you counterclockwise. Yes, very good. Now, I think the most important manner that we learned this year was the very first manner on the list, number 1 of 35. And it says, smile. When others see you smile, it makes them want to smile. Now we have 260 students at Crescent Hill. That's a lot of people. Lots of skip counting, lots of enunciating phonograms, lots of chanting Latin declensions, lots of smiling faces. Students, did you know that your face is important? When I look out at the faces in this sanctuary, I can't help but thinking about our twins and our triplets. And of course, there are those of you that are siblings and you're so close you might as well be twins. Now, people try to give me tricks to identify you. They say things like, my fourth graders. They say things like, look at their special belts. They say, look at their hair. Listen to their voice. No. I'm convinced that none of that will help me identify you. These things can change, I said. I want to be able to look at you in your face and be able to tell the difference. Now, Heidi, Kelsey, I think that's simple enough, right? Hannah, Caroline, I got that. Now, before we had masks, I finally figured out how to identify Natalie, Ruby, and Sophia. That was before masks. And I have been told many times that Asher and Benjamin are difficult to tell apart, but I am proud to count myself as one of the ones who can identify them. For many years now, by the way. Very good at that. Sorry, Judah, Bennett. Walker, Cooper. There's no hope. No hope. You will forever. You'll forever to me, Bennett, Judah, or Walker. Now, we all know that you don't have to be twins to be twins. We have many siblings who are close enough to be twins. Now there's August and his little brother Oliver. Now, Oliver is not yet a student at HLS, but if you've seen him, then you'll be convinced with me that human cloning has been achieved. And of course, there's Isla, Maisie. Isla, I'm sorry again for calling you Maisie again for my play. Sorry about that. And of course, there's George, Henry, and Lydia and Gwen. And then there are siblings who have moved up to our high school, and the resemblance is just downright eerie. Marley and older sister Allie, Nora and older sister Lily. Now, faces, students, faces are how we know each other. You are known through your face. In fact, did you know this? Faces are one of the big ways we talk about knowing God. The Bible talks about this as seeing God's face. In 2 Corinthians 4, St. Paul says that God gives the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. God makes himself known, and that knowledge is found in Jesus, namely his face. We are in community with God by knowing him, and we know him through his face. It's no wonder that we, being made in his image, make ourselves known to each other in the way he makes himself known to us. So, your face is important. It's how I can tell if you're having a bad day. It's how I can tell if you're having a good day. It's how we know that we need to explain something to you again. It's how we know that you're learning. Now, this has been an interesting 14 months. We started the year with our K through 6 assembly, split up into 3 different assemblies. K through 2 in the gym, 3rd through 4th in the chapel, 5th and 6th. Remember this? Sitting on the hard, cold floor of the main hallway. We remember. We continue to have specific times about when we have rescue breaks. We had people dedicated to walking around the building and spraying specific doorknobs and specific railings at very specific times every day. We have our desks sprayed out. In some cases, pushing our teacher out of the classroom. Where's Mrs. Miller? Mrs. Miller, I don't know if you know this, but Mrs. Miller's been sitting at a desk when her students are PE and music and everything. She's sitting at a desk, a table, that's a desk call, in the storage room right next to her classroom. Now, we have, of course, we have specific people that we sit with for lunch. This is the much to the older students' chagrin. I have specific tables, often for months at a time. Every now and then, every now and then, small, we'll devise new seating charts. You see a smaller variety of people during the day than you normally would, and you cover your face throughout much of it. Students, did you know that Highlands has a mission? Did you know this? And here it is. It's part of it. It is to educate you to the highest standards of the classical tradition. Now, I'm not going to say anything about Zoom. You all know how I feel about that. But it's been 436 days since March 17, 2020. That's when we first took everyone online. It's certainly been an interesting 436 days. I would say that under the circumstances, we succeeded. We did our best. We did our best to educate you to the highest standards of classical tradition. Your parents did their best. Of course they did. Students, your parents are awesome. Now, I know, there's one little girl right here in second grade, that's what I'm talking about here. I know you live with them. You have to listen to dad's lectures. I'm looking at my daughter. I don't call them dad's lectures. She calls them dad's lectures. Mom's reminders. And some of you have to be constantly reminded to tuck your shirt in. I know it's exhausting. It's exhausting having to be told to tuck your shirt in so much. But students, let me tell you what. When push comes to shove, your parents will lay it on the line for you. They will put you in a car and drive you to Spring Meadows, of all places, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so that you can be educated to the highest standards of the classical tradition. Teachers, you did your best. Students, your teachers did their best. I want you to think about this just for a second. You have to take a school like Highlands. Parents, think about this. A school that has the most content-rich curriculum you can find in a very unique weekly schedule. Now, students, did you know that most students in the world take 5 whole days to learn what you learn in 3 days or 4 days? It's crazy, isn't it? You need to have a plan to make that happen. Even more, you need a high-caliber teacher to execute that plan. Now take that school and that teacher, that plan, and drop it into a worldwide pandemic. All those changes and added expectations, all those factors challenging the teacher-directed classroom. Under such circumstances, who could possibly teach to the highest standards of the classical tradition? Your teachers, that's it. The most caring, the most talented, the very best. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to talk about you for a second. You did your very best. We're so proud of you. Now, kindergarten, I want you to put this in perspective here. You learned 20 this year. That's no small thing, kindergarten. You're off in races. Now, be sure to keep track of all the library books that you check out this summer. Did you know that the library can charge you money for turning the library books late? Be careful, or should I say, first graders, you've got to be careful. Those things can rack up. Keep that in mind. First grade, you learned to write in cursive this year. Now, I know, and they're very proud. I know your teachers would love to get a nicely written cursive note from you this summer. Feel free to send some to the office too. We'd love to see it. Second grade, Fridays are no longer weekends for you. We are very proud of you. You've accomplished a lot this year. Keep reading, fill out that 100 Days of Summer workbook this summer. I know it's a lot. It's easy to read a lot and not fill out the workbook. Keep up with the workbook. I want to see a record year for our rising third graders. Now, third, fourth, fifth grade. Now, we have been pushing you to your limit with these math drills. Now, 10 minutes a day. I want everyone to put this in perspective. I'm being serious about this. To the end, at the end of the school year, we have a challenge. We took, students were given 10 minutes to complete as many memorized math facts as they could within a given operation. I want you to think about this. Third grade was focused on division facts. The average number, this is no limit, but they got all the stops. The average number of division problems that our third graders finished in 10 minutes was 339. Fourth grade, let's hold our applause. Fourth grade, focus on multiplication. Average total number by our fourth graders, 450 problems. Fifth grade, it's addition, but we want to see how high you can go, okay? 502 in 10 minutes. Sixth grade, subtraction. You think, don't think, that's easy, that's subtraction. Some of you down here are thinking, that's just subtraction, I know that. 621, that's on average. 600. Sixth grade, I want to say very quickly, this is the first year that sixth grade, both sixth grade classes at one campus had 100% participation in reciting all 70 stanzas of Horatius. You know now what it takes to be independent and successful. You know in your head. It's just now a matter of practicing it. Now we have a good summer. Go out and have some of those adventures we were talking about at lunch. I want you to return in August, 7th grade, return in August as the 8th grade leaders that we need in this campus. Okay? Finally, 8th grade. The algebra word problems didn't kill you. I'm always worried every year, but I think we're all up there now. Good. You all here? And you're also ready to take on some serious Latin translation. No more of that in the huge child. Take that to the next level. I know I might not feel like it all the time, but you people not doing it, but you specifically, you are known as a very cohesive group. Okay? You play another player. Okay? So to speak. I know it doesn't feel like that all the time, but I want to encourage you to take that gregariousness and that faithfulness. Take it into next year. Deepen those friendships, making friendships. We have plenty of opportunity next year. We're ready for high school. Just in conclusion here, we did our best. Students, I want you to look around each other. If you have a mask on, please take off the mask. Look at each other's face. Look at your friend's face. Try not to start talking too much. You gotta keep listening. be the challenge of this ceremony. Now, listen, students. It's important. The friend next to you, their face is important because that person is important. He or she is made in God's image, and so is more precious than we know. You have worked so hard and learned so much, students. I am so proud of you. Your teachers are proud of you. Your parents are proud of you. This is a very good school year. Now we're going to move into the awards part of the ceremony. It's time. I know you're excited. It's the first time K through 2 has been in this ceremony in probably 15 years. We're so glad to have you here. Now, we're going to honor some truly extra remarkable accomplishments. Some students stand out, and so we will congratulate them for their achievements. Award winners will now be announced. I want to invite Ms. Small to come up here to the stage for the New American Cursive Initiative. And we're going in 8th grade down to 1st grade in order of excitement.
All right. The New American Cursive Penmanship Contest is one of the most exciting challenges in 1st and 2nd grade, and it's one of the most difficult to judge. Our 1st and 2nd graders have very good cursive penmanship. Good penmanship is the mark of a self-disciplined and detail-oriented scholar. Great penmanship is a sign of self-respect and a courtesy to others. It takes time and effort to write legibly, and our students put in that time and effort. All entries are judged on neatness, legibility, shape, slant, spacing, size, spelling, and accuracy. Students, please continue to put forth your best effort and attitude as you work hard to improve your penmanship. The following students exemplified great penmanship throughout the year and were selected as winners of the 2021 Penmanship Award. From the 8th grade, Max McGar and Haley Burkhead. And Haley Mathis. From the 6th grade, Helen Napper and Emily Burkett.
Give them a round of applause. This year marks the 12th year that HLS is recognizing our top math students in grades 4 through 8, and it is the first year that we are including third grade in the honors. Like Latin, mastering math requires discipline to push oneself, resistance to quitting in the face of difficulty, and creativity to find new solutions. Students, your achievements in math are extraordinary, especially in math drills. With the amount of effort you're putting into your math drills, you will benefit greatly as you move higher to higher levels of math. Students were selected for math awards based on a high math class average, perseverance, participation, creativity, and for the love of math. Third grade, first time ever. From Mrs. Brenda Yonke's class, Benjamin Burkett. And to keep it flowing, we can clap after each grade. Mrs. Ann Mary's class, Isabella Ahuda. And from Mrs. Amy Mangioni's class, Levi Kindid. And from Mrs. class, Bertie Stone. Fifth grade, Mrs. Lozat's class. Will Cameron. Will, you are the man. That's awesome. Okay, Mrs. Miller's class, Jake Costco. Down and have the taller kids behind them, just for picture's sake. That's good. So let's scoot down. From Mrs. Saxon's class, Elisha Gertner. From Mrs. Watson's class, Jaira DiCaprio. 10th grade, 2 students, Beck Meyer and Gigi Pryor.
the Winston Churchill Awards. The 6th grade Gracious at the Bridge Challenge has become part of HLS tradition and lore. What once started as a friendly challenge has taken on a life of its own. This year was a first for HLS. All 6th grade students at Crescent Hill took the challenge and succeeded. 6th grade students chose to memorize and recite 70 stanzas of Lord Macaulay's famous ballad celebrating the feat of a brave Roman soldier, Horatius. Reciting the poem from memory takes approximately 17 to 20 minutes. It was not uncommon for English school children to memorize the entire poem. It is said that Winston Churchill recited his poem from memory while a student at Harrow's in London. And so, we challenge our students to follow in the footsteps of Winston Churchill, hence the Winston Churchill Award. On May 10, 1940, at the onset of World War II, Winston Churchill became Prime Minister of England. On May 13, he addressed Parliament and said, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat." The speech has become known as the blood, toil, tears, and sweat speech. Mrs. Lowe speculated that this phrase came directly from his experience in memorizing Horatius at the Bridge. Thank you, long-suffering parents, in helping your child with this project. This year saw a total of 46 23 at each campus take on this monumental challenge and succeed. Please come forward when I call your name. Aspen Abu. Logan Roy. Sophia Kimponi. Henry Ponce. Haley Smith. Shara Riley. Charlotte Gomez. Alicia Miller. Helen Howard. Reed Solomon, who's been here today, and Jackson House, and Nicole Wu, our 2021 Winston Churchill Award winners. We'll let them get settled, and then we'll give them one more big round of applause.
February, just before spring break, these students took the National Latin exam. In all, 347 HLS students took the exam. 301 of these students received awards. This year, 113 HLS students received gold medals. Students, your scores reveal your hard work and your commitment to excellence. Will students who earned a gold medal please come forward as I call your name? From the 5th and 6th grade, Frankie Pierre. Leela Wheatley. Emily From 7th and 8th grade, Josiah DiCaprio. Jacob Lewis.
During an especially difficult year, I am grateful and humbled to say that the students of HLS have exceeded our expectations in terms of character, determination, and love throughout the course of this academic year. They did not quit when additional adversity made daily procedures a chore. They did not stop giving to others in love when we were forced apart. The 2020-2021 year, the year without smiles, may be remembered as a year of cheerful giving and creative service at HLS. This is what we are here to celebrate. The character and determination exhibited by an amazing group of students, evidenced in 4 simple categories. The points that can be won by students to contribute to their house attaining the house championship are divided into 4 categories of academics, athletics, spirit, and service. The academic award first. This year, the academic award was also, or is also, effectively a Latin award. Every spring, HLS students look forward to the annual National Latin Exam. This year was no different. This year, houses earned 21, 24, 25, and 28 gold medals. The academic award for the 2020-2021 school year goes to the House of David. The Athletic Award. Students also earn points by participating in intramural sports teams and through intramural club sports throughout the year. Houses compete against each other throughout the year and during retreats at ultimate frisbee, volleyball, mud ball, and fitness trials. Points are awarded, but only one house can be the athletic victor. And this year, that house has furnished the most athletes to our HLS sports teams and also cornered the market on club sports points. Is the House of George. Third, the Spirit Award. The Spirit category is a little harder to articulate. This category represents factors of both involvement and attitude. Students gain points in this category by attending athletic events, participating in other school programs, and generally being involved in HLS activity with an eager and encouraging attitude. One house this year does stand out in spirit. This year, the house that has won in the category of house spirit is the House of George. And the Service Award. All right. Though it is indeed vital that we care for and nurture the culture and community within the context of the school, of equal importance is making sure that we are stepping out and caring for the needs of those outside our school. This year, the task proved to be a worthy challenge. Service points are awarded to students based on services rendered both to the school and to the community outside of HLS. Students organized many service and social events this year, and we would like to recognize and thank these particular students for their kind acts of service. Now, we have 5 awards to give for service, so please come forward. Joshua Lamb, Edward Wheatley, Lindsay McGraw, and our last one, I want to call particular attention to. Scripture says, give honor to whom honor is due. We would particularly like to honor Kira Gertner for her exemplary service. So since we opened up carpool to the students to help with, Kira has helped for 32 mornings since then, which is about March. And the only time she's not been outside helping with carpool is when she was quarantined herself. Thank you all for serving our school so well. And now, for the moment you have all been waiting for. Each house has put forth an amazing effort this year, and the house champion 2021 is the House of Andrea.
Things. Two more things, and this one's important. For 3 years, we have ago we thanked Mr. Kim Dennis for his nearly 50-year career as a teacher. He spent his 13 last years as a teacher in the HLS classroom. Mr. Dennis is a sixth grader. Know this. He is a very, very good teacher. He's a master teacher. And his service to HLS was formative and invaluable. Mr. Dennis is still seen in the HLS lunchroom and as a guest speaker in 6th grade. He will always be appreciated and welcomed in HLS. This year and in all future years, we will award an HLS teacher with the Kim Dennis Master Teacher Award. Since we have 2 separate ceremonies this year, I would have been content to let Spring Meadows hand out this award. We could have omitted this from the Crescent Hill ceremony. But I asked our head of school, Mr. Wheatley, if we could please have 2 separate Kim Dennis awards. So, congratulations to Mr. Rob Lewis for winning this year's Kim Dennis Award at Spring Meadows. He's over there. He appreciates the applause. I'll tell you. The Crescent Hill Award winner has been a teacher at HLS for many years. Her classrooms are well-oiled machines. The energy she brings to every moment creates an upbeat yet serious, friendly yet intense learning experience. I hope I never have to look for new teachers in the future, but if I need to, I will look for teachers who are cut from this cloth. She is a textbook Highlands Latin School teacher. I remember when I was a 4th grade teacher, I was impressed at the desire of this teacher, that this teacher had to push herself towards excellence. When we went online last year, every one of our teachers sacrificed. And I don't want to give it away yet, but and you have to trust me, this teacher sacrificed more than any other at the beginning of Zoom. That's not something that we really publicize, but it's really the truth. She was a star sub before she became a teacher. And I will be counting on her to be a star sub after she retires. She is retiring this year. I've already pulled her out of retirement once, so I don't want to press my luck again. It's been a genuine pleasure working with you. Mrs. Deborah and each year it's time for the awards. And if you're younger in here, I want you to pay attention to this because you've probably never heard of this before. This is probably the first time you've heard of this. This is something that this is an honor that we give to each grade in 7th grade on up. These students receive special recognition for Outstanding Student Award. The award is based on academics, attitude, leadership, character, work ethic, and service to classmates, teachers, and the school. Students are selected for this award. Students who are selected for this award are given a beautiful edition from the Loeb Classical Library. The 7th graders, it has Latin and Greek on opposing pages. I have a lot of these in my library. They're nice. 7th grade book award from Crescent Hill is an edition of the Odyssey, which students have read this year in classical studies. This will be given to 2 7th graders from this campus. The 7th grade book award winners from Crescent Hill have been described as demonstrating leadership ability, offering insightful comments during and outside of class, and always enthusiastically participating. To receive these beautiful books, signed with a personal note from their classical studies teacher, Mr. Pardue, are Jude Turner and Haley Mathis. Stand here, I want to picture. I just like taking pictures. The award for the 8th grade is a Greek-English edition of Virgil's Aeneid, which students have read this year in classical studies. This award will be given to 2 8th graders from this campus. 8th grade book award winners, Crescent Hill, have been described as diligent and thoughtful, not commanding attention, having a great attitude, and being a mature presence in the classroom. To receive, it's true. I made sure that these all matched up in there. You could bet. To receive these beautiful books, signed with a personal note from the classical studies teacher, Mr. Power, are Ryan Kendall and Molly Louise. I'd like to have Mrs. Lee Lowe come up for a few moments. And we will. Let's give these students one more round of applause.
G.K. Chesterton said, "Rome was not loved because she was great. She was great because she was loved." This year, Highlands Latin School was able to persevere thanks to those who loved her. I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of my husband Brian and our family for the great care and concern you showed this school in a difficult year. Parents, when the world was turned upside down, you displayed grace and surety. You had the difficult job every day of scrutinizing every allergism, every sniffle. You made careful decisions and you made big sacrifices. You nurtured our students, looking out not only for your own children, but for their classmates as well. We are grateful. Thank you. Teachers, you showed up. You showed up. Now it's everything. It made a difference. You put the well-being of your students first. We will never forget what you did for our children. And more importantly, your students will never forget the example that you set. Because of you, Highlands Latin School students received 740,000 hours of in-person instruction this year. And stunningly, we had one of our best attendance years ever. Teachers, you steadfastly persevered in your noble calling to form young minds. We thank you. Mr. Bora, Ms. Wheatley, Ms. Knoll, all the administrators and staff, where to begin? You simply could not be shaken. In March of 2020, your students and teachers were put on lines. The class started at 8 o'clock. In November, Crescent Hill was shuttered, and Mr. Bora and his family moved 300 students to Spring Meadows in a single weekend. Every book bag, every desk, every pencil box. But school started on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. This year, your students and your teachers, your lunch and your cleaning staffs, your coaches and your athletes were all quarantined. But you set up cameras, you emailed assignments, and you started class at 8 o'clock. You rose to meet the challenge this year with courage and conviction, and we cannot thank you enough. Can we please give Mr. Bora teachers, administrators,